step I take, I move my truth. Every time they tell me stop, I use every comment, hate that makes my fuel. Gather up my energy and boom, I hear them talking, saying the way that I move is so reckless. That is a part of my mind I've been blessed with, giving my blood, so I am relentless.
This is the Keep Hammering Collective Colonoscopy edition.
Wait, what? That's news to me.
Yeah, no, it's everyone's getting one today. No, kind of a fun little thing. Getting a camera shoved up my ass tomorrow. So
I was gonna say it's been a while since my dad's.
I mean, it's not for any reason. It's just for fun. But some people do it for medical purposes.
Yeah, I just want to take a look.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not a gynecologist, but let me take a look.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So colonoscopy edition. Welcome.
Yeah. That means I'm fasting, which sucks.
That's fun. I do that every day. That's why I look the way I do.
Yeah. So you look like a refugee.
Someone yesterday told me that I look like a runner, and I was like, a sprinter, and they said they said no, one of the Kenyans.
Well, yeah, except you're not good at running.
Yeah.
But
So I got all the good looks without the benefits.
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So what do you got there?
This is a replica.
It's pretty sweet.
I know. Isn't that neat?
Yeah.
So my Colorado bull, Ovis Wildlife, Doug Barnes. I don't know. This is kind of a new thing, but yeah, little perfect replica of my bull.
Looks good.
I know. Looks badass.
Yeah.
So people said, somebody commented, why don't you just keep the real antlers? Like I fucking threw them away or something.
Yeah, you run out of so much space, you're going to mini mods.
I'm going just to all replicas. Yeah. No, I still got the real antlers. Okay. This is just for fun. So don't be alarmed.
I mean, people call you a trophy hunter, so you can't have both.
No. Now I got so it's meat, trophy, and trinkets. So I'm even worse. God.
Okay, well, I got a fun little intro. Obviously, you're familiar with Nate Illingsworth.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're not familiar with him, he's I don't even know what you'd call him, comedian.
He's a professional hunter, isn't he?
Professional hunter.
Yeah.
He posted 2 days ago, I think, and he was like, "Oh, this is how I'm becoming a hybrid athlete." And somebody commented on there, "No doubt I'm watching the next Keep Hammering Collective hybrid athlete right after Gideon."
Yeah.
So I had to go under the comments and call him out a little bit. Mm-hmm. So Nate and I's idea is to do a hybrid challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking. We're only allowed to wear 3-inch shorts with crop tops.
That's what he wears, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, he kind of, he's doing a good job. He's losing some weight. He's down to about, you ever see Will Ferrell doing the more cowbell on Saturday Night Live? So, I mean, he's getting close to there, which is pretty cool.
He looked good in the post that he was doing. Yeah.
No, he's looking great.
Yeah. So
I'm glad. I don't know how much weight he's lost, but
I'm not sure either, but I know
looks a lot better.
I know I'm going to take him down, so everyone should stay tuned for that, the hybrid challenge. Nate, where am I?
Camera 12.
12. Okay. I'm coming for you. The next section, we have a special intro. Larry, roll it.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, wait, I didn't hear it.
Ladies and gentlemen.
I don't hear it.
You hit the ear?
Ladies and gentlemen.
There we go.
Welcome to the first episode of the Keep Hammering Book Club with Gideon.
Thank you.
That was good.
That was good.
Yeah.
That was like
that was like late night Skinamax.
I was thinking Morgan Freeman.
Oh, yeah. Morgan Freeman.
Okay. So yeah, we have book club. And today,
what book's that?
this is Backcountry Bowhunting, a guide to the wild side, written by Cameron R. Haynes. So
I've heard of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have too.
Yeah.
So my background with it is when I was 12, I think, I I had a shitty little compound bow that I would hunt gophers with. It's like 20-pound bow, no sights, no release. And anyways, I got this book when I was like 12, and I made the connection when we first met, but other than that, I didn't know. So anyways, that's my background. We'll get to the photo.
You didn't know that was my book?
I didn't know, like, when we met in Hawaii, I was like, I knew who you were, but then I was like, this is the guy, the picture that I've remembered my whole childhood.
Okay.
We'll get to the picture.
Oh, gotcha.
But anyways, so have you seen Hot Ones?
Yeah.
Okay, so they do this like little segment where they go through the guest's Instagram, find photos, and the guest has to give background.
Oh, okay.
Photos. So then we're going to do that.
Okay.
Okay, so the first photo, and for the non-viewers, just the listeners, I will describe the photos. Okay, this is photo number 1. This one. Mm-hmm. So this photo is Cam sitting next to a huge pile of sheds with the moon behind him as he's looking at his laptop.
Mm-hmm. That's a classic. So, Northwest Territories caribou hunt back at camp.
Okay.
I took my laptop everywhere because I had to edit or write or do whatever.
Yeah.
So I was working for Eastman's. I think this was like 2006 maybe.
Okay.
But yeah, that's it.
Huh. What were you? Do you remember what you were working on?
No.
Okay.
It's just on the tundra up there in the Arctic, and yeah, just out there pounding away on the keyboard.
I think that photo's sick.
Yeah, I think Mike Eastman took it, but now I can't remember.
Okay.
But yeah, it's
All
a cool
right.
one. That was a fun trip.
So here's the second photo for the viewers. Good. Okay, this photo is that you?
Yep.
Okay, so Cam is standing.
Oh, I'm on the right.
Cam is standing on a ridge. Looks like a fresh dusting of snow. Mm-hmm. Holding a llama,
Yeah.
and you're in shorts.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so that one, I was in there elk hunting. I think I killed a bull, and then my buddy, so we had the llamas. My buddy went back, took the llamas, lost one, and it was loose back in the wilderness, like 12 miles back. So I'm like, God, my buddy Tim Thompson. So I said, okay, and I think this is how it all went. But I said, okay, I'll go back over and find it. And it's the largest wilderness area in Oregon, the Eagle Cap Wilderness, 356,000 acres. Llamas can go a lot of different places. So I'm like, I'll take my old lady back there. This will be like, sort of like going to Hawaii.
It's like a vacation.
Like sort of like vacation, going, or maybe Mexico, or some people get crazy, go to maybe Costa Rica. I said, let's pack in the snow 12 miles and try to find this llama in the wilderness. And so we take, whatever, pretty romantic. So we take off. We get back, and it wasn't snowing, but it started to snow once we got at higher elevation, and got back in there and started to spit snow pretty good. And she started to cry, said, this is how people die, hypothermia, this and that. So I said, all right, we'll just head back out. So we're like 6 miles in right there. Head back out. By the time we get back down to town, the storm had passed. It was sunny, and nobody was dead. And I didn't have the llama.
Did you find the llama eventually?
Got the llama.
Okay.
It came all the way back down to town.
What?
And they called. Yeah, somehow somebody figured out who it was, or we got a call, and my buddy Tim went and got the llama.
Okay.
So yeah, all's well that ends
All
well.
worked out. Yeah. Okay. This is the next photo. And this is the photo that, for whatever reason, imprinted on my brain as a 12-year-old. This is you climbing a rock cliff.
Yeah.
With
Cliffhanger.
your bow strapped to your pack. What's the backstory here?
That was a photo shoot.
Okay.
That was a reenactment. So Nate Simmons, who I think he does Western Hunter still, but worked for Eastman's, and I can't remember if he worked for Eastman's at that time or if that was before that, but he had filmed me before. So me, him, and Trace again took her on a big honeymoon, another vacation, all the way back in there, and got some photos and camped out. And I thought it was awesome.
Yeah.
Got some sick photos.
Yeah, the photos, sweet.
She didn't think it was that great again, but yeah, that was Nate's handiwork. We did that it's a company called Robinson Labs. And I remember I think they paid me $1,000. And this is like a full day of driving, a full day or couple days packing 1,000,000 miles in there, and then another day of driving kind of. So like, yeah.
Yeah.
4 days of effort.
For whatever reason, there were multiple times I would remember this photo and I would be like, okay, this crazy guy on this photo is climbing this cliff face with his bow on his back, no rope. Mm-hmm. I can do this.
Yeah. No, that was actually kind of sketchy right there. But
sketchy.
But to get the right angle and make it look sketchy, yeah, it was kind of pretty fun.
Okay, next one. I think
Nate Simmons is legend.
This is a good one. Okay, this one is of Tanner.
Yeah.
Good. This one is Tanner, and he's sitting on a little rock outcropping. But the caption is, "In country as big and rugged as this is here in the Eagle Cap, a guy would be lost without a good topo map, and just as important, the ability to read it. Luckily, Tanner Haynes is well schooled in topo mapology."
He is now. I mean, I think he was about 12 there. Okay. So I think I was speaking out of turn on that caption. But yeah, now like, going hard part of not Ranger School, but RASP is they call it Coal Range. And they have to navigate.
Yeah.
And it's like a lot of guys fail it, but Tanner's really good at navigation. So I guess I was like a little foreshadowing there because he is, pace counts and these protractors and azimuths, and he's way better than me now. But back then he was mostly just allergic to horse dander. So we rode in on horses and his whole face was all puffed up. So,
what amount do you think of his time spent with you in the backcountry kind of helped with his navigation in the military?
Probably not navigation, just being tough though. Yeah. No, we didn't. I sort of quizzed him, because my plan was, and I wish I would have done it, but I was going to take the boys back there 1,000,000 miles back, which, they did at different times, but I was never separated. So I was like, my plan was there's this place back there, right there we're scouting for sheep. His grandpa, my wife's dad, drew a sheep tag in 2004. And it's once in a lifetime in Oregon. And I had him put in for that area. Only time he's ever put in for that area, and he drew it. And I put in for it my whole life. And so I'm like, okay, I'm going to go back and find the biggest ram and, see if we can keep track of that for when the season opens. And so we found the ram, ended up being the ram that he killed. I took him back in there and got an awesome ram. He's got a shoulder mount of it. But that was, Tanner was with me scouting there. So my plan was, long story short, is that area was kind of had is a ridge top, but had some spine ridge going off of it. And I'm like, I'm going to bring my boys back here, and we're all going to have a tent. I'm going to get them set up on their own ridge. So we'd be like a mile apart, but I wanted them to spend the night by themselves, like in a tent, even though I was only a mile is a long way when it's pitch black. And when you're on a lonely ridge in the middle of the night, a lot of men don't like that.
Yeah.
So I thought, no, my kids, they need to know, okay, I'm right there. I mean, something could happen technically, but I just thought it'd be a great exercise for you're on your own. Get some sleep. I'll see you in the morning.
Yeah.
And I fucking never did it. God. So still so pissed at myself.
That reminds me of this time I was hunting, pitched a tent down by this little lake, like high alpine lake. And I woke up in the middle of the night and heard what I thought was, an animal of some kind eating something or whatever. And so I started yelling, hey. And then eventually fell back asleep. Didn't really stop. So I'm like, well, whatever it is, doesn't care. And I'm not getting out of my tent. Woke up in the morning. It turns out it was just the water lapping against the rocks.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Brutal. Felt like an idiot.
Yeah, no, but do you know how many people create shit in their head that's not even close to reality?
I've done it a lot.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's what drives a lot of people out of the mountains.
Yeah.
Is their fucking brain.
Yeah, I've had a lot of sleepless nights in the mountains,
A lot of people have.
Yeah. Okay, next one. This is a good one.
Yep, that's Barry Cox right there is that packer. And he was a great resource for me. I use him for drop camps sometimes just to come in and get kills out on that hunt right there, which this is hard to do in the wilderness. So I killed a nice 4x4 mule deer buck and a nice bull, same hunt.
Yeah. Your caption is a great packer, Barry Cox, loaded down with a trophy bull and buck from my best wilderness adventure.
Yeah, so that is tough to do.
Yeah.
On the same trip. And I killed that buck on day like 6 or 7, and I killed the bull like the next day. So if the buck was 7, the bull was 8, the buck was 6, the bull was 7. But the point is, it'd been a while I hadn't killed, and then I got those back to back. Hard shot on the buck is sort of moving a little bit at like 70 yards. I had my whole camp and pack on. Nate was filming. And just snuck one in, quartering away. He went straight down the hill, piled up. Then the bull, I can't remember if I told the story on here, but you can relate to this. We were going through the dark timber coming out, and I had the herd up there in this boulder field, and the bull was coming from left to right. And Nate's behind me, but I needed to get out to see where the elk were. We're in the dark timber, but we're going to be popping out, sort of out of that into the light. And you're easy to see if you can shoot from the shadows better, but I needed to see exactly what the layout was. So I told Nate, stay right there for a second. I get up there, then I'm like, okay, there he is, here he comes, pull back, shoot. And I assumed while I was doing all that, Nate would have said, oh, shit's getting ready to go down, I better get up there. No, because I told him to stop. He stayed back there in the fucking middle of nothing where he couldn't see anything. And so then I shoot, I turn around, and he's, 10 or 20 yards back. And I'm like, what the I told him to stop.
Yeah.
I didn't tell him, okay, come up. So it's all on me, expecting people to be mind readers. But anyway, that's the story. Made a good shot on that bull. It died in the boulder field. I got a really good, kind of a cool kill shot of it with it's this canyon. There's no trails into it. So getting the horses back there, especially in the boulder fields, horses can't get through boulders. I mean, their horses, the legs go through cracks and crevices. So I had to pack it out of the boulder field. But yeah, Barry came in, picked up the bull and the buck, and it's a great trip. Yeah,
the photo, just to describe it, is 3 horses in a pack string on a rocky ridge, but you're skylined against some really rugged country, obviously with the bull and buck on the other 2 horses. But
those are Spanish Mustangs, really good, good. Sure-footed horses.
Yeah. Yeah, he looks like a badass in that photo.
He is a badass.
One more photo. This one is right here. Okay, this photo.
Yeah. I remember it well.
Is of you with your Dall sheep in a bunch of snow with, what is that, a little bivvy?
Yeah.
And an ice tool next to you.
Yeah.
With some pretty rugged mountains in the background.
Yeah, Roy took that photo. So it was 2008. That was on my birthday, October 2nd, 2008. And right. So I killed, if you're looking at that photo, I killed that ram to the left. To the right of that photo is where Roy fell and died. So it's like that country, super rugged, Pioneer Peak, very like when you're in Wasilla where Roy lived, you can look up and you can see Pioneer Peak. It's like, the valley floor is sea level. Top of Pioneer Peak's like 6,600. So it's a big climb. We had to pack in from 0 feet elevation to, I think our camp was probably at about like 55 maybe. It's a pretty good grind. And then killed that ram. Everything's good there. We're eating our food because they got the kill. So we had the season is 10 days long, from October 1st to the 10th. And we had 10 days worth of food, but I killed. So we're like, party. We're boiling water. We can use all our propane or gas, whatever we had. And we could melt snow, drink, eat, ram on our back. It was a great trip. That's 2008, awesome. Never forget it.
Yeah, that photo is sweet. Mm-hmm. Okay, to the next section. So, I wanted to know, your foreword here is written by Dwight Schuh. Mm-hmm. at the time, what did that mean to have him write the foreword? Because I think a lot of people have heard of Dwight Schuh.
Yeah, he's a legend, one of the greatest hunting writers, for sure, bow hunting writers of our time. Just he went to Oregon here, School of Journalism, stud, bow hunted his whole life, bow hunted here in Oregon in the Eagle Cap Wilderness, so we always had that connection. Had llamas like we used to. Hunted with Larry Jones, who lived here and was also a legend. We've talked about elk fever, and I think you guys are trying to round up that video.
Yeah.
But yeah, Dwight and Larry for us were like the icons, and he was editor of Bowhunter magazine, which was always the best bow hunting magazine in my opinion, and the biggest. And so that was like having him write that forward was just a validation for me. It meant everything because I had admired him for so long. And we ended up becoming friends. We shared a hotel and actually a bed in Boston. We both ran the Boston Marathon.
Oh, no kidding.
It's expensive back there in Boston during race week. So I said, hey, we can just share a room if you want. Well, didn't know one bed. so we shared the bed there in Boston, and I think he broke 4 hours. So right under 4 hours, which is pretty damn good. He was a little older than me, obviously. And that was the year that I ran with Lance. So it was that same year, 2008. But yeah.
That's awesome.
Dwight's a legend.
Yeah.
Was a legend. He's gone now.
Okay, this next section I really liked. The same photo I showed you that had kind of stuck with me. Of course, I was a dumb kid when I saw it, so I didn't read the quote that was on it.
Don't read, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I still don't know how to read. I'll try my best.
He or the,
or like Larry last time. I'm just saying what everyone else wants to say.
Come on, Larry.
We're working on that. Okay, your quote is, learn to control your fear or your fear will control you, which I really like that because...
Did I actually come up? Why is my name there? I don't know. If I came up with that, I'm smarter than I thought.
Well, it's like in The Office, you miss every shot you don't take. Wayne Gretzky, Michael Scott.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah, but anyways, I like this quote. Connor and I talk about Larry. Sorry, he doesn't have a real name. Talk about this all the time, which is like living through fear, making your decisions based off fear. So in this whole section, you kind of talk about fear, but you had an interesting take, which is using fear as an advantage instead of trying to get rid of it. Using it as a way to, you say, you're going to be more awake, more aware, wiser, more tolerant.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Well, that section there specifically, I talked about fear because as we discussed earlier about sleeping in, if I was going to do that with my kids, most guys act tough.
Yeah.
It's cool to act tough. It's fun, right? Everybody's a badass. And I'm like, I don't really feel like a badass. I feel like a big fucking pussy back there. Because I was like, when I first started doing it, I was hearing the noises just like you did. Just like I think everybody does it when they're starting out. We're so used to being around people and entertained and safe and comfortable. You take all that away and then you're also by yourself, which we're not accustomed to being alone. And that is, there's a lot of fear there. Even, I don't care how tough you want to try to act. You're by yourself back there. Yeah. You're hearing shit. You're thinking like, do I have enough food and water? Can I get out of here? What if weather comes? You're like all these, I don't know, you're just questioning everything. And so I wrote about that. And I was just like, yeah, people do worry about, I get it all the time. Like, do you ever see lions when you're running or predators? Right. And when you're back there, you think about all that stuff. So I was just like, I'm just going to talk about it and write about it. And yeah, it can be scary in the mountains by yourself in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
And I'd never heard anybody talk about it. So that whole chapter is about, there's sometimes we're going to face or have to deal with fear, and either we can run away from it or be like, great.
Yeah. Yeah. I think guys especially like to act tough when they're with their buddies. You're in a group, but when you're back there by yourself, no one's there to back you up.
I've seen even, the mountains very humbling. I'm seeing a lot of people who it's just not for them.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
People are, they enjoy different things.
Yeah. One of our episodes, we talked about running, and, I walk, I'm not running the whole time. I think you even said the same. And people they really related to that. I think a lot of people think, oh, if I'm going to go run, I have to run the whole time. And then it becomes this big daunting task. And what I liked, as you were saying in this section, you said, I'm not too proud to admit that when I first started doing the solo thing deep in Oregon wilderness or Alaska's Kodiak Island, I was intimidated beyond belief. Mm-hmm. No, not just intimidated. At times, I can admit now, I was afraid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was.
Here we have one of the most badass bow hunters ever who was intimidated and afraid. In the beginning. Yeah,
I don't know about most badass, but I remember like that photo there. We didn't talk about it, but that's on Kodiak. Little bivy sack, rains fucking, you go there, basically we'd go on there on Halloween. So that first week of November, first 10 days or 12, sometimes we would stay 12 days. That was always the best for the rut. But you're just the weather's usually terrible. And so Roy and I would get dropped off on the beach with a little Super Cub, different trips in. And then we'd be like, okay, well, I'm going to go this way. You'll go that way. I see you in 12 days if I don't see you before. No plans on anything. Using Grizzly coolers over the past few hunts, I've been so impressed with their American-made brand that I decided to do a Keep Hammering line of coolers with them. The coolers are now available to purchase at grizzlycoolers.com/keephammering. And if you use code keephammering, you get 20% off anything you purchase. These coolers are proudly made in Decorah, Iowa, and everything is superior quality. I wouldn't use anything but the best because keeping my harvest clean and cold on the way to the processor is at the utmost importance. They are actually called Grizzly coolers because they are put through bear resistance testing and are certified to provide optimum safety, durability, and performance in the most extreme conditions. So go get the best coolers available at grizzlycoolers.com and use code KEEPHAMMERING for 20% off at checkout. Mountain Ops has been my go-to supplements for the past 7 years. My exclusive Keep Hammering line of products offers a blended protein powder, BCAAs, and a pre-workout that I take every day. Mountain Ops provides quality nutrition and gear to help you conquer through your passions. Their brand is all about faith, family, and hunt, and they truly focus on improving the lives of thousands. Plus, I love that they're a brand designed by hunters for hunters. So head over to mountainops.com and use code CAM to save on my Keep Hammering Signature Series or anything else I offer to help you train inside and conquer outside. And so that night, I remember I killed that buck and I was like, it's a nice 4-point buck. And I'm like gutting it, looking over my shoulder the whole time, going, which way's the wind going? Because the bears always, they smell.
Yeah.
So they're just coming up
right.
the trail of the wind. And I'm like, I killed that buck and I'm like, man, like looking around, and I see these bear like walking in the bottom of the valley. It seemed like it was a sow and a cub or a sow and two full-grown cubs, but you say full-grown, they might be 400 pounds.
Yeah.
They could kind of survive on their own, even though they hang out with their mom. But the sow looked like a Volkswagen Bug down there. I mean, I was just like, oh my God, that bear is so, 1,000-pound bear or whatever they are. And so I'm like trying to get this buck taken in. Somehow way over the ridge, I see Roy. Never planned on even seeing him. He comes over and we get a picture together. But it was, I think I started to tell the stories was the night before. It's dark and I think I talk about it in that chapter, but it would get dark at about 4 p.m. and light at about 9 a.m. So
it's a lot of darkness.
Oh my, it seemed like I figured before it was like 17 hours, but like, let's see, 12. Yeah. So 17 hours of night.
Yeah.
That's a long night. You talk about like, if you're hunting in September, early September in the West for elk, it's going to be dark, like dark from maybe almost 10 till 4 something.
Yeah, right.
It's starting to it's getting a little gray light. So short night.
Yeah.
17 hours brutal, dude. And you're laying there, you think you hear stuff like in your tent, like you said that, I mean, in a bivy sack laying on your face, all condensation, and you're soaked from being all out there all day in the rain. And you're just laying there, that bivy's right on your face like this, and it's pitch black, and you're like, and somebody would say that was like, basically you're like a corn dog for a bear.
Taking a blanket.
Yeah, taking a blanket. So I remember the nights were brutal on that hunt. And so I saw Roy, somehow he was by me, even though we were miles apart for most of the hunt. Then we went back down, and remember we cooked up some steaks, backstrap steaks, and we're laying there. And we had, I remember us talking about how we weren't very smart because we had like a pan full of backstrap laying there, scent wafting or wafting or whatever that. Just imagine scent like
a cartoon.
Yeah, through the air. And we're probably not that smart to be cooking in our tent, have this pan laying in between us full of backstrap, but whatever.
Yeah, I think later in the book you give your crossbones rating.
Sick
blacktail, and it was I think you gave it 4.
Yeah, there's a lot of risk. There's risk there. I mean, anytime you're around those big bears. But yeah, on that, what I did, because I was like all DIY public land, so I think I had the 5 best value DIY public land adventures, but then it had also the rate, like the danger rating type thing.
Yeah, here it is.
Yeah, Sitka blacktail.
Let's see.
It's pretty fun.
Loss of life or limb rating. We get a 4. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's great.
It's mostly because of the plane. There's a plane crash there. So you're getting flown in. Yet like that picture there is a deer strung way up to get it away from the bear, way up a meat pole.
The thing is way in the air.
Yeah. It's just like those bear, I don't know. They're pretty intimidating, but it's just the weather, the bear, the logistics of getting in and out. There's a lot to navigate.
In one section in here, you talk about success, and you say success will be rare for a bow hunter who lacks passion and drive, which is obviously true to bow hunting, but I think that's really true in general, to anything anyone does.
In life, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, to be successful, I feel like you have to have passion and drive.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, how many people go through life and with no, just kind of getting day to day, like, where's the fucking passion?
Yeah.
What do you care about? And it's just, that's kind of sad to me if I'm going to, I don't want, whatever. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's just such a gift to be able to chase dreams, to set goals, to self-improvement, to maybe what people have a goal, write a book, to see the world, to what do you care about? And just to get through every day and not like get the most out of your life.
Yeah.
That seems pretty tragic to me. So I love people who can identify their passion and then chase it. And I think, what I was getting at is most people never really do it, never really find what moves them.
Yeah, I mean, I talk to people and especially friends my age, and I do not envy someone who doesn't know what they're passionate about. That's hard. A lot of people don't know what they want to do or what they feel like they're here for, and yeah, that's got to be rough.
Yeah, and I think I don't know. Your passion. What is your passion? Creating.
Yeah.
Creating, getting feedback, moving people by whatever you create with photos or video. Sure. And yeah, there's something, I don't know, impacting others.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't understand why, but I think it's the only thing I've ever wanted to do. So I feel lucky that I've had that compass, in my life. So yeah. Anyways.
That's beautiful.
Thank you. This next section is ASMR.
Wait, listen to this.
we just lost 90% of our listeners.
Do people like that? I think people listen to that shit, don't they?
I think for some people, well, Macy, I won't make you edit this out.
No, hey, if we could just have the audio of the colonoscopy, ASMR of it, yeah. We'll just build from the slurping the coffee to the colonoscopy.
Oh, that is heinous. Heinous anus.
That's me.
Along those lines of kind of the success, and you mentioned self-improving. In the book, you also give like a hunt report card, which I thought was super cool, but I think that's super applicable.
It works.
To life as well.
You said it better than Larry could.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you do that with kind of everything? You look back and give yourself a report card, what you did right, what you did wrong, a grade?
Yeah, I mean, just in general, I'm not trying to do anything different than what I do right now. I'm just trying to do everything better. And so whatever I've been doing, I just want to be better at it. Because the formula I have is like, this works. Like if you say lift, run, shoot, if you say whatever, run the mountain, however many times, how many miles a week, shoot how many arrows. I'm just trying to get better at what I do. I'm not trying to add new shit in,
right?
Add new hobbies or new little twists on stuff. So, I'm trying to improve. And, when I think about like, my hunts this year, I can always get better. I can always, there's things where I made, if I think about like, of course I killed on all my hunts, but there's times during those hunts where I made mistakes and I could have killed sooner. Like when I think about there's that one little clip where I said something about your pants swishing, but that bull, there's no reason I should not have killed that bull. That was me. That was me. I don't know what I could have done differently, but I had that bull at 37 yards. And how did he get out of there without an arrow in him? And it was an awesome bull. So I'm just like, what did I do? Did I push when I should have been more patient? Was I too patient when I should have pushed? So I'm always like, breaking down each scenario, and just like when I think about that one right there, I know there's a time the bull was to the right. I could see his antlers. I couldn't see his eye. I should have closed quicker because what happened was I got to 37, which in that setting there was about max shot distance, just because there's a bunch of trees and shit in there, a bunch of quakies. And that was about 37 to 45 yards is about as far as you're going to shoot there. So by only getting to the furthest end of that, I really screwed up my potential opportunities, because it had to be like he had to turn, give me one, and I had to stop him, be a full draw and ready to shoot quickly. If I would have closed quicker when his eye was blocked and maybe to 25, then I have so much more opportunity, because instead of one lane or two lanes, I would have had maybe 6 lanes of opportunity to stop him, or to have him stop naturally without me stopping, which is what I'd rather do. I want to kill them without them ever knowing I'm in the area. But so I think about things like that, like, okay, I should have closed when I could have, instead of laying back. And when I think about that one, I had the same other one in the rain. The other big bull I got to 39 yards on, should have got him killed.
When the wind switched.
Yeah. So I'm always thinking about like how I can be better at my craft, and just implementing ways to just get the animal killed. How I can be just more effective. Yeah, but I think about every hunt. I mean, because I think a lot of times we trick ourselves and we think, oh, we were successful, we must have done everything perfect. And I know I don't. Right. I'm successful, but I'm not perfect. So it's like I can always get better. I'm always thinking about, every hunt I have scenarios like that where I'm like, could have been better.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's for some people, at least, and me included, it's easier to learn from failures because it's in your face. You know, there's no avoiding.
Yeah.
I failed. You know, what did I do wrong? But I think it's also just as important to learn from the wins as well.
Well, that is another pet peeve of mine. Now that you brought it up, like when people say you learn more from failure, I'm like, no, that I can learn from success too.
Yeah.
I don't need to fail to learn.
Right.
So that's my point.
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't want to have to fail.
Right.
I don't want to fail. I'm not going to fail, but I'm not going to say I'm not going to learn.
Right.
You know, but you don't have to fail to learn, you know, and that's kind of where, people like can kind of trick themselves a little bit like, oh, it's okay to fail because, you know, this is hard. Everybody fails. I'm just like, I'm not comparing myself to anybody. I want to win every single time, but I also want to learn.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it might be just semantics, but I look at everything probably different than most people.
Final point, and I'd like to lay this debate to rest. And you're probably not the person to ask, but you are today. In your book, you mentioned this word, and I want to know how you pronounce it. Actually,
I can tell you.
Okay.
Bonsai. Is that the word?
no.
Oh,
But now we know.
yeah.
All right. Here's the word. I won't say it.
Oh, yeah. Wapiti. Yeah. That's the Indian word for elk.
I know,
Or
but I've
Native
always
American.
said Wapiti.
Okay.
That sounds more Native American to me.
I don't know. I think it's Wapiti.
Damn it.
Yeah, I don't know. That might be my whatever screwed up culture, but yeah.
I mean, if I was really fucked up, I'd do a terrible impression.
Oh, the guy with the arrowhead from Napoleon Dynamite. I mean, you could do it.
Man over there right around that Tony arrowhead.
Yeah. Did he say Wapiti ever? Well, how would he say it?
He would say Wapiti.
Well, say it how he'd say it. We'll talk like him.
Oh, in that creek bed over there, right around that Wapiti arrowhead.
So is this an arrowhead just for elk? Is that what he found?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
pretty wild.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's going to go in the collection of arrowheads. So,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
cool.
Well, that's disappointing. I owe a couple people an apology.
Yeah, it's not going to be your last.
No, it's not. You know, because you think like old Native American.
Yeah.
It's going to get edited out anyways.
Yeah. And speaking of like Native American, where is my Santa Carlos elk tag? Do you have it?
Yeah, it got sent to my place.
Oh.
And unfortunately, they put it in my name,
Oh, dang. Well, congratulations.
which is weird. Yeah.
yeah. So you owe me 40,000 then.
Oh, no, they they said you'd take care of it.
Yeah, I did talk to Casey Brooks called me the other day.
Oh, really?
So he said, because I put up that thing,
Yeah.
sort of, you know, I just hate when hunters talk shit about other hunters.
Right.
It's pretty, but so he saw that or listened to it or something like that. And he said that, so we talked about the kill and talked about everything. It was, you know, kind of a cool story, but he said, because I had his back, this is where he's telling the story. The Cape Hammering Collective.
Nice.
I know, exclusive. And he had the antlers with him, and he's like, I gotta go show you this picture of these antlers there in his truck. So we did a FaceTime, and I saw him, but so he's gonna bring the antlers.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and he's like, you will not believe how big these things are, because it's 490, right? So, I mean, I'm gonna let him have this world record until this year, because I'm planning on killing if I ever get that tag, planning on killing a 500 incher
Okay.
on San Carlos. So about that tag,
Yeah, where are we?
yeah, but that's pretty cool. I do want a whole, 490 inches of antler. I can't even imagine,
I can't either.
because you look at, you know, it's 100 inches bigger than my biggest. Yeah, it's a lot bigger.
Crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
awesome bull.
Well, that's all I had, besides everyone wishing you a good colonoscopy.
Yeah, good. I think we're gonna live stream it. I'm kind of looking forward to it because it's, anytime I call in there and talk about like, I've asked questions about, oh, can I drink this or eat this or whatever the hell it is? And I'm always like, okay, well, I'm really looking forward to seeing you guys Friday. Should be fun. And they're like, hee 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 hee. And I'm like, I hope these girls in there, because it's for some reason, I don't know why it's always like young girls in this. And I'm just like, I'm hoping they're taking like selfies and stuff.
While you're on the table?
Yeah. Passed out.
The camera in your ass?
Yeah. Camera in my ass. It's like, so that'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, that's fun. Posting it on their Snapchat story.
Yeah. I mean,
good day in the office.
God, freaking, I don't really like the thought of just being, I like getting knocked out or whatever they do I had to have one before because I'm old as fuck, but.
Better than being awake for it.
Yeah, I was talking to my buddy the other day and I was like, God, I got to get this thing on Friday. Have you ever had one? He's like, yeah, I've had like 5 of them. I'm like, why? What is it? Do you want me to see if I can get you in? We can do a double on Friday. Do you like to do them? Or
double header? Double header colonoscopy.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they got a 2-headed machine. Like we could do it at the same time. I don't know. It could be like a couple's colonoscopy appointment.
Yeah, that's a great idea. If they don't do it already, they should.
Instead of going to the middle of the wilderness for a honeymoon, you could, your very own colonoscopy. But yeah, so tomorrow's the day. I got to go start my cocktail to clean you out. God, which is why I had to do I did 3 summits this morning, fasted because I can't eat. Man, that sucked.
Yeah, you're on a cut.
I know. I got to make weight, dude.
Yeah,
I'm gonna wear a garbage sack in there tomorrow, so I'm sweating. Be like Vision Quest. Do you ever see Vision Quest?
I haven't seen it, but I know what a Vision Quest is.
No, it's a wrestling movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna have to.
No, you got to watch it. It's a classic.
Okay.
But yeah, can't remember his name, but he had to make weight, so he's always running with a garbage bag over his head, or not over his head, but over his body. Anyway, yeah. So I got to get to making weight, so we got to go. Got a big bout tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll let you guys know how it goes.
Yeah, check the live stream. All right, guys, keep hammering.
Every step I take, I move my truth. Every time they tell me stop, I use every comment, hate that makes my fuel. Gather up my energy and boom. I hear them talking, saying the way that I move is so reckless. That is a part of my mind I've been blessed with. Giving my blood, so I am relentless. My fault, they want someone to blame. They sent their hate, it fuels my pace. I am Roy Tough, I am the change, the fuel in dirt. Feeling like Cam Hanks. Oh.